Shalom, shalom to the world, shalom to the tribe, shalom. What's going on? Today, just gonna give a little update on what's going on with the tribe. I know I ain't give an update in a while. Basically, when it comes to an update right now, I know we're gonna take off the Visa card that we have. I'm thinking about taking it off because it basically takes a lot. It's a lot of fees on it, and it took a lot of my funds. And over the time, it took a lot of funds. So, and I don't know where the funds going at, and nobody else is connected to it except the Visa green dots or whatever. So I'm gonna have to cut that off. So I don't really advise anyone, if you using them, just watch how much you using. Just basically maintenance your account and just pay attention to your account, because I had so much going on, I wasn't really paying attention, and it took a lot from me, like a lot, and it's still taking from me to the point I emptied out the account, and it's still getting charged. Like I got a charge last night of $109. See what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know how or what, but I know it hurt me though. So I wanted to give an update on that, and also I wanted to give an update for if you are thinking about becoming a future member. We just recently went up. I believe she went up like $20 on the enrollment ID, and also on the enrollment ID and the enrollment ID and the passport. So I believe it was just only two of them. We had to go up, and also due to everything's going up, gas, everything. It's like it hurt. It did hurt us a little bit with how the economy is going, but that's why in the future we will have our own currency. You know what I mean? We're working on it, and that's what we're doing. So with that being said, also, I want to touch on also with a lot of Aboriginals, Indian tribes. They coming out basically stating, oh, we African American, we Indians. And and some of us are and some of us not. But it's up to us to really dig into our inner selves, our inner beings, and figure out who you are. And you will know by what you gravitate to. If you gravitate towards basically some wickedness, that's of the Moabite race. That's like, or you talk about the elements and things, you really gravitated towards that. That's some Egyptian, that's blood nature type thing. So I won't take away from nobody who says I won't take away from anyone who says that they are Moab, Egyptian, African, anything like that. I won't take away from them. But what I'm saying is they are of another nation, but they are still accepted into our nation. It doesn't matter about African or whatever the case may be. But you may be a citizen of our nation, but at the end of the day, you accepted our God. You accepted the Israelites' God, which is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Thank you, Most High. You know what I mean? You know how I do. You know what I mean? He always been with me. He been with me every day. So, with that being said, too, though, Moab, the Africans, everybody, they have a chance to be accepted through us. Because everybody of their nationality, yes, he's maybe not dealing with them, but they still have a chance to know this truth that we're pushing, and that all of the Israelites around the world is pushing. So they have a right to come into our nation. And also, with that being said, you have a lot of people saying that the Aboriginals, we all African Americans is Aboriginals. I understand. Yes, we are Aboriginals, right? But we are not of the same nation, and that is a trickery scheme to me. You know what I mean? To me, that's a trickery scheme, because if we are of all the same nation, it doesn't make sense of all the other nations that came over here. It's in America. The Moors, they know it. They say America is a melting pot. It's a melting pot. So with that too, right? The Moors, you got the Moors, and then you have the basically, it's like this. People get confused of the Moors and everything because Joshua kicked them out the land centuries ago. He kicked centuries ago. He kicked the Moors out the land. Most people say Prester John kicked them out the land, which they'll say which is King David. Some of you got people who go into that, which it could be. I don't know, but I know they got kicked off the land, right? So when they got kicked off the land, they went back to Africa, which they went because they settled here, which they wasn't supposed to settle. They're supposed to have kept moving before Pangea and all of this or whatever. But long story short, they came back. When they got kicked out of Spain, they knew where to come back to. They knew where to run to. They knew where to run to. So they came back here. The Americas, North and South. Really, they hit South first. They are the Spaniards, and they are of a dark hue complexion. So with the thing with, I hate the white man, Edomites, all of that is baloney. It's phony. It's fake. Because at the end of the day, the white man is something. They're the newest race. Why are you mad at them? Yes, they took control right now. I'm not saying don't be mad at them, but I'm saying they took control of it. They took control of the situation. They basically stole the kingdom out of another robber's hand, and now everybody mad at him. But at the end of the day, this is all prophecy. We have to and we must go through what we're going through. So when the other nations came over here, you had Moab. Dr. York touched on Moab. He says he's Moab. He says he's Moab with the Wanubian nation. So he knows who he is. And he says he's a Yamasee Indian. Now that I don't know. But he says he's a Yamasee Indian, and he's from the Wanubian nation. So that's why he built that big pyramid. You can look him up. He over there in Atlanta, Georgia. They done took it down now, or whatever. But it was a big black pyramid. But I want to say also, we are not of the same nations. That's why Black Lives Matter. That's not gonna work. Everybody talking about, oh, we Black Lives Matter and this and that. We stand for it. That's not gonna work, because that's basically a bunch of nations together. Any organization you could come up with right now, all black people, let's get together and do this thing. We can, right? But it's really no order. It's nothing there, and it's a bunch of different nations. So if it's a bunch of different nations, he's not gonna like the next nation's order. So it's like you must go with what your nation, whatever nation you is, find your nation. I know if I was a Hamite, and I know what I know right now, I'll know I'll want the Israelite God over me. I would know that. I would try my best ability to get him over me, because I will understand that he's the Most High God creator. And everything that we're doing now with the tribe is not me, it's not the tribe, it's really him working through us making it happen. So we're not here. I'm not here stating that, hey, follow us, do this, blah blah blah. No, I'm only stating if you know you're of another nation, you always are welcome to the Israel United Nations. You always welcome. And also, I wanted to touch bases on more bases on when they said African Americans. Everybody based the fact on African Americans and the Indians, right? Saying that all African Americans are Indians. You got to understand that they are aboriginals. All of us are aboriginal due to the copper in our skin. Melon is nothing but copper. So we have copper in our skin. So yes, we are aboriginals. That make us aboriginal. But the aboriginals of this continent are the Israelites. So with the Babylonian way of life that they're living here, it just won't work. It just won't work. Babylon have taken over the whole nation, have taken over the whole kingdom. So it won't work here. It just won't work. This nation is of the Most High God. This nation and this land. So that's why we are here, basically taking our kingdom back. Not taking it because it's already ours. Taking our control back. We're taking control of our kingdom. This is what it's about. This is our kingdom, the Most High God. He have returned the authority to us. And we lost that authority. Our ancestors lost that authority due to disrespecting him. They didn't want to listen. They was following the other nations, how they doing today. Everybody say, hey, gay, I like girls and stuff like that. See, that you can't do that in our nation. So if, like off top, if you gay, I'm not mad at you. But the thing is, it is consequences. It's an action for every reaction. And so I'm here to set the line straight that that's the Babylonian rules that they uphold. And everybody uphold it. It's like you're not cool if you're not talking about that. You're not cool if you're not with that. Same way with NBA Youngboy. I'm on demon time. He on demon time, right? That's some other mess. I respect what he might be a Moabite though. You feel what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, Moab came over here. A lot of people doing all of this wickedness, they upholding this wickedness. It's part of their nature. It's part of their nature. It's part of them. Like, yeah, we gonna rap and we gonna do what we do, but when you really are into some really demonized thing or whatever, that ain't no way that's you. I know you're not, like, you could be of our nation, but you are really acting as though of another nation. You know what I mean? So when you on demon time and things of that nature, you are living those Babylonian ways, and that's what they uphold. But at the end of the day, we understand that that's what they preach and that's what they push out. But our goal and our law and our rules is of the Most High God, the Creator. That's why we follow. We follow righteousness. Everybody out here want to slime time and slime somebody. Everybody want to slime somebody, like, and that's what everybody know. And that's how everybody do, because they know that's how America got built. Now, another thing with that too, they like to say the Europeans came over here and overtook. The Europeans, and they like to point at the white man, right? I understand you have white, French, you got all of that, right? But when you really break things down to a sense, the Europeans were black when you really do your research. The white man comes from the Caucasus Mountains. So when the Europeans left, which was the black Europeans, the Caucasus Mountain ones, the Caucasus Mountain white people, they are the ones who basically took face of the Europeans. but they're not really the Europeans. The Europeans came over here a long time ago. The Europeans and the French, which was fighting on the East Coast. Moab, everyone came over here. I'm gonna give something too real quick. How everybody trampled over us, and nobody ain't gonna stand up, but I'm gonna stand up for us. You feel me? I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna ride it out. Like, yeah, I'm gonna ride it out. I'm gonna ride it out, and I don't care who come with me, but I know my tribe coming with me. So see, that's the difference. I know the tribe ain't gonna fake with me. I know the ones who they ain't gonna fake with me with it. And if you outside of the tribe, I know, yeah, you ain't really coming with me like that. So it's like I'm doing this right here not for African Americans. Even though the African Americans are my people, but this is the thing, I'm doing this for the righteous ones. And I'm doing it it's also for the African Americans, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say I'm not doing it for them, but we're not African Americans. Our nationality are Israelites. When you break down the word African Americans, you get Egypt. Let's take African American. You get Egypt. You get Israelites. You get a little bit of Edom. You get Dutch. You get European. You get Greek. You get all of that. You get Greek, Dutch, European, Spain. You get Portugal, Spain, France. That's all of that comes out of African American. So that's why I don't really agree with that term. And I'm going to stick to my nation and my nationality, which is Israelite. I'm from the Yuchi tribe. Yuchi Kuso. Yeah, I'm a Yuchi. And I love it. And when you do the breakdown, before it was Yuchi, it was basically we keep up the presence of Judah. We keep up, when you do the history on Yuchi customs, we were doing Israelite, basically we had Israelite ways, like with the Feast of Booths and the Sukkot and all of that. We had those ways when you research it. Karimio just put a video out on it also. Shout out to Karimio also. I like that. Yuchi tribe, you know what I mean? And also, I'm going to read this off also. Let me read this. This is Psalms 83. Psalms 83. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Talking about the enemies, everybody who hate Israel. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's why I say he doing it for Israel. You see what I mean? So they came up and tried to cut us off, but they can't cut us off. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarims. You see, the Ishmaelites and Edom of Moab. So the tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarims. So the Ishmaelites, you know, that's those Moors. What are we talking about? So the Moors came up against us, but they like to push it that, oh, the white man came up against us. And then you see they don't really push this because it's not their nation. They push science and laws of their nation. They don't understand. They don't have the spirit. So you got to have the spirit to have the understanding, to even accept, to even understand this, to put it out. And that's what they don't have. They don't have the spirit of understanding, but they have a lot of knowledge. See, knowledge comes from, you can read a book and gain knowledge. And wisdom comes from only from the Most High God. Sits on the throne with the Most High God. So I'm going to read that back. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gilgal and Ammonon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is joined with them, and that's Assur. Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot. So they had helped the children of Lot. So they basically helped them to overtake Israel. They helped take us over, our nation, our kingdom, our land. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. So basically, yeah, that's the revenge part. But I ain't talking about the revenge part. I'm talking about all the nations just who have come up against us. I read that to basically get to the point that all African Americans is not the same. Stop playing with us. Stop playing. We is not the same. Like everybody say, oh, we black, we proud. Y'all confused. Like we all not black. You got different nations here. And I know this, and it don't take rocket scientists to figure it out either. Everybody, it seems as though everybody's saying, oh, we African Americans and all of them was Indians, you Aboriginal. That's not the case. A lot of nations came up against us. And I already know it's gonna get a lot of backlash. I ain't even gonna answer no comments or even about that. Like, cause I know what our nation is doing and what we stand on. And I just want to put that out there too. How we are of a nation and we understand our God. So it's like just don't bring that demon time over here to the nation. You know what I mean? Like all those Babylonian traits, we gotta drop them. Everybody in the tribe, we gotta drop them. And yeah, that's what we speaking on. And what else going on? What else I want to touch bases on? Yeah, you got a lot of people. A lot of people they know their place. They know they still accept their Jeebus too. With the thing Jeebus, see Jeebus means Zeus. And Charleston White, he said he'll never give up his Jeebus. And I respect him. Most people, my crowd, y'all probably don't know who Charleston White is, but he said his mama gave him Jesus, so that's what he gonna accept Jesus. He gonna rock with that. And I understand what he's saying, and I respect what he's saying, but he have basically gave up to, he fell and he took on what mama told him, and he haven't done his own research. See, not he, but a lot of us, we have to keep on going. I'm not gonna stop here. I gotta keep going. Like everything my mama taught me, I took it. My mama taught me about Jeebus when I first was born. And I learned that for 25 years. I was living in it for 25 years, doing all kind of stuff under Jeebus' name, violating. I could do all kind of stuff. After I turned 25, that's when I woke up. That's when I became an Israelite. That's when I understood what's going on. And the blessing behind that, I woke up. Not only that I woke up, my mother, who had passed me Jeebus, she was like, "Oh son, like it's not Jeebus, it's not that, it's YAHAWA." So now we understand. I already knew this before I was doing my own research. So that's the blessing of my mother. She have graduated from being a Jeebus Zeus lover. You know what I mean? See, everybody's stuck on the world of what's going on with the world, and I understand what's going on. You supposed to be in tune and understand what's going on, but at the end of the day, if you fighting, everybody fighting trying to change that cause their self. See, we not fighting this cause. I'm letting the Most High God fight this cause to to do what we do. We have our rights. You can't have rights with African American. African American is a melting pot, dog. They talk about America. African Americans are a melting pot. You got, like I say, you got all kind of them. Swiss, all Jews. You got Swiss, Portuguese, African American, Israelites, Africans. All of that in one pot. So that's what an African American is in my definition. And yeah, I came up out of that melting pot. I came up out of that pot that they was trying to place me and my nation under. Because when you fall in that African American pot, then that's when you get trapped. And that's when they push it on. See, they don't have to work nation by nation. Let me push this on to this nation, push this on to that nation. Nah, they push all the nations together in one pot, and then they push on Babylon. They even got out a gay book about for the children. Say gay BCs, like, and then you got a lot of people that promote that. If you promote that, you watching that, you gonna be condemned. Then that's just what it is. Like, the Most High God ain't no thought. Nothing goes unforgiven. Like, nothing goes by out this universe. Like, he's gonna is judgment. Everything that's going on in Russia, judgment time. Like, it's going down. And with us, we don't supposed to fear, because he's giving us our kingdom back. Our kingdom is being returned. Our authority, our power. So since we got it back, it's like turning on the light switch. You know how when that light switch come on, it be dim, and then boom, get bright, then it get brighter. That's basically we basically getting brighter. We are that light switch that he decided to turn back on. And I thank him I thank him every day. And I stand up for my nation. So for all y'all Christians, y'all stand up for y'all nation. Y'all, the Christians that come from the Roman Catholic. So we understand y'all that come from the Roman Empire. So stand up for y'all Roman Empire. But I understand I'm gonna stand up for my Israelite nation. Y'all stand up on and we gonna stand up for what we stand up on. And that's all I really want to touch bases on. I ain't gonna give too much, but I want to say peace and shalom. Shalom to the world. Shalom to the tribe.
So Chief Vitali, I just want to say for the Uchikuso tribe, is there anything out there that you want to say for the rest of the states, like California or like Atlanta or New York? Anything that you missing that you want to get out?
Well, the tribes in New York, the tribes in New York, I'll say they had some. I'll say they are people also. The tribes out on all the tribes on this East Coast is our people. I'm not gonna say all, because you have some other tribes that are like of other nations. So I'm not gonna say all, but like I know New York, like the Shinnecox tribe and stuff out there. I believe they are our people. They had our ways. But the tribes out in Atlanta, those are our people also. But Atlanta have been overtook, so it's not we are linked up. Shout out to the Tuscaloosa tribe, Tuscaloosa. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tuscaloosa tribe. We linked up with them. You know what I mean? And also the tribes out in the West. The tribes out in the West, they are more. I'll say they don't have our customs. They're more of like Moab. They don't have our customs. And I'll say that Moab out in California, and like the Native American ones, those are like the the Asians, the mixed Asians who have been pushed in from like Asia from a long time ago, and they kind of overtook it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And also Louisiana. Louisiana, they have multiple. They got mixed up tribes too. That's why I say you will. Your spirit will guide you to where you at. Your spirit will guide you to what's next. Your spirit will guide you to whether you if you should go and do some Hamitic stuff or Egyptian stuff. Go and do. It'll let you know where you at, because you got to understand. We are living among Moab, Egyptians, the Pharisees, all of that, man. Like, the Egyptians was our complexion. They hid right among the Israelites, where the Israelites hid amongst them, which was Moses. That's how Moses was able to seek in. But when Moses got bigger, Moses was like, man, I'm different than these people. I'm thinking different than these people. We different. Like, yeah, we might look alike, but when you see people on them low vibrations and stay there, they not even like, yeah, when they stay on them low vibrations, like you might think that they just vibrating low, but it have a lot to do with too their nationality. Because this right here, what I'm talking about, this is for Israel. This is not really for Moab and everybody in the other nations, but they are welcome. You know what I mean? So we are basically getting our nation up and running. We're not doing it for all of the nations like African American and how Martin Luther King, everybody, like they didn't have really understand that, damn boy, it's a bunch of nations here. Like, so that's where the trickery comes in is at. So you can have a snake come in like, hey, he think I'm one of him. You know what I mean? Wool and sheep clothing, like, you know what I mean? Wolf in sheep's clothing. So it's like we gotta understand who is the Most High God, what he doing, how he doing it, and who he here for. You know what I mean? Like he's here for Israel, and we are the lawgivers. We must get the nation running. Like literally, if it was up to me, I wouldn't be sitting here. Like literally, I don't really like to be in front of the camera. I don't really like attention, but I know I have to do this because it's the job he gave me.
As far as someone being able to contact you if they were like new and interested, and they were new and discovered that they were a part of your tribe, is there a way to contact you besides Facebook? Do you have an email, and they were willing to call you or speak to you one on one to, discover their inner self?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a description in the link. I always leave my email and my the YKM information. I'm gonna leave both emails, and we got a 1-800 hotline number also. I could leave that email, which is you could go to YKM at Gmail, ykmtribalservices@gmail.com. I'm gonna put that in there, and King 8 Atali. That's KING, the number 8 in Atali, ATALI at iCloud.com. And that's my personal. You know what I mean? And but yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right.
You got any more questions, big man?
Nah,
Mike?
I think you touched a lot of bases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as like teaching the law, is there anything that you want to just really put out there that you want to teach, like the last minute, the last 5 minutes that you really want to get out there?
About what law?
Just any,
Okay. Yes, I do. Okay. The deprivation of rights under color of law. I don't know how much I could stress that law. That's 18 USC 242. I believe that's it. It's the or you can look up rights, deprivation of rights under color of law. Now, with that law, when you up under that law, you don't have no rights. So they really don't understand how George Floyd get killed, and I don't even believe that all of that was fraud. Like, so it might be true, I don't know, but I know all of it is deprivation of rights. That part has been political, but the deprivation of rights, you don't have no rights. When they, that's what every African American, that's the code. Black male, that's why they be like, I got a black male over here. Yes, come and get him. You know what I mean? That's a code to tell them, hey, we got a fish. Let's catch him. He ain't got no rights. Let's get him. He ain't got no rights. And then that's the thing they don't understand. Martin Luther King was fighting for civil rights. You still got people out here now fighting for civil rights. We ain't fight. We have rights. See, when you African American, you fight for everything. You fight for everything. Under my nationality now, I don't fight for nothing. May have to stress the fact a little. Like, yo, I'm not an African American. Don't put me in the bubble. But I am an Israelite. I know my nation. I'm a Yuchi Indian. I know my nation. So when you know your rights, you can understand and move a little bit better. So the deprivation of rights is for African Americans. And also, they just charged this little white girl. They said, we're going to charge you as a black male. We're going to charge you as an African American, they said. And the African American, everybody was like, oh, how they going to charge you? That's messed up. They going to say, I'm going to charge you as an African American. But our people, they don't understand that when the judge said, I'm going to charge her as this young teenage girl for killing somebody for African American, he basically said in so many words, he's going to deprive her of her rights. That's what he said. So y'all got to understand it. You know what I mean? So it's not only, it's for white people too. You see what I mean? It's not only for that deprivation of rights. That ain't only for black people. That work for white people too. Because you are an entity. You understand? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna end it with.
All right.
I'm gonna say peace, shalom. Peace, shalom. Let the world blow. Yeah, you know what it is.
Yes.
Yuchi.
Yes, sir.
Yuchi Kuso.